call up GM Jalen really quick, see if he picks up. I represent the Los Angeles Clippers today. Oh, Mr. Rose, how you doing? It's David Jacoby from the Los Angeles Clippers. I know that you're the GM of the Nets, and you've had a public trade request from Kevin Durant, so I want to discuss that with you. The owner of the team, Steve Ballmer, is very aggressive, as you know, and he told me to make an aggressive offer to acquire Kevin Durant. He is used to getting what he wants, so he said to me, get me Kevin Durant in a Clippers uniform. So I'm willing to part with some very important assets. I don't want to do this, but I'm willing to give you Paul George and Terrence Mann and Brandon Boston Jr., and I can't believe I'm saying this, and 3 first-round picks. That is my best and final offer. Steve Ballmer said, get it done. This package should get it done. What say you, Mr. Rose, GM of the Nets?
Thank you for calling. Tell Jerry West I said what up, though. Steve Ballmer, fellow Michigander.
I will tell Jerry West you said what up, though.
And I understand, like, you in that market in California where, you know, Shohei's out there, the Lakers are out there. Yeah. Dodgers, the Rams just won the Super Bowl. Like, I understand, you know, what you hope to get accomplished. But let's just talk about the Paul George part.
Okay. Great player.
He's a terrific talent. And I love
MVP candidate before he got hurt.
Has been a top 12 talent since he was a Pacer. And I know he garnered a lot of slander when Dame Lillard shot his team down from the playoffs and, you know, really broke up, you know, what was happening. But Kawhi Leonard is the guy that makes that go. And if you get Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant together, I might as well start picking in the second round with those picks.
Well, the picks are a few years off. So you never know about that. And you were celebrating Paul George. You called him a top 12 talent. What else? What other team is offering you a top 12 talent for the services of Kevin Durant and first-round picks and a great young player in Terrence Mann? This, to me, sounds like we have a deal.
Well, those aren't really first-round picks because when Kawhi plays 65 games, KD's still going to play 75 games, and those picks are going to be in the late 20s. And when I look at your roster and I look at my roster, we don't have really that many productive players that got drafted in the late 20s. So I'm going to need more player guarantee in return. So you know how much I love Ty Lue.
Yeah.
Right? Can he be a part of any deal that we do?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We've got one of the best, I'd say, top 3 head coaches in the NBA. We are not putting him in the deal.
Hold on, I'm having an issue with the phone. Hello. Hold on. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? The connection from Steve Ballmer's private plane sometimes gets tricky.
You know what? KD's calling. I'll hit you back.
We'll pick this up later.
KD's calling. I'll hit you back.
It is now time for some very important news that matters. Jalen, you are celebrated for a lot of things. Your name, your career, the philanthropy that you do, and also your hair. And I need you to explain to me, as a Caucasian person, what Jimmy Butler is doing with his hair transformation. I need you to explain to me and the audience that look like me what is happening in this video.
So here's what happens in this video, Jacoby. He actually has hair.
Yes.
So he shampooed it, he conditioned it, he got it picked out, and now you style it. So you see me right now, I'm twisted down. When you see me on Good Morning America tomorrow, I'll be twisted up. So basically, all he's doing is just styling his hair.
No, but he's got extensions, Jalen. He's got dreadlocks. He's got extensions.
Well, if you don't style it, Jacoby, it just sits there. You know what I mean? So you got a chance to freak it like he's doing. He looked like he added some extensions to it.
Definitely
you know what
did.
I mean? I'm personally not going to add extensions, but I don't necessarily want to or need to. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you think about it?
Is this his way of telling Pat Riley that he wants a max extension? That's what this tells me. He's saying, I need a max extension. I'm going to put max extension on my hair. You put it in the contract, and we'll get it done.
Well, little known secret. Could he play for the Yankees with his hair like that?
No.
So, and it's 2022. They're just passed a legislation in Massachusetts that allows people that look like me, Jacoby, to wear our hair the way we want.
Did they pass that legislation?
Yeah. You know, I now get to wear my hair however I want in a school or a professional environment. Thank you guys very much.
Well, Jimmy Butler, as a former and current capo of the minivan mafia, I support everything that you do. The second I saw you pushing a minivan, I will support you no matter what, even if you have dreadlock extensions on your head. When we come... He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we do?
Up and get the people!
I love that the bat is back so much. When Jalen Rose has the bat, that means there's a lot to discuss, and we start with James Harden's deal. It is now officially official. A 2-year deal worth $68.6 million. One part that is interesting is he has a player option for the second year. What does this tell you about his approach to this season?
Well, here's first and foremost. I taught myself not to be desensitized by the fact that a human being is about to get paid to play basketball for 2 years and make 60+ million. I love that so very much. Congratulations to the Harden family.
Great start. Good, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations
to the family in the Harden estate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So here's a couple of things. Of course, he wanted to get the 4-year max deal, but he's not that player anymore. The beauty about sports is he still gets a chance to prove if he can be that guy. He was that guy in Houston, definitely. He was that guy a couple of moments with the Nets. Hasn't really been that guy with the Sixers. So what happens is you go into the office, Jacoby, and you and I both know we're not giving you no 4-year max deal. Mm-hmm. So how can we make this work so it's a win-win for everybody? Because he ain't trying to go to another team right now. He got what he wants. He got Daryl Morey. He got Joel Embiid. He has Doc Rivers. He got what he wants. Ain't no running from this. And so you tell the team, okay, since I can't get a 4-year deal, how can I get as much money guaranteed as possible that I control? They tell you, we definitely guarantee you 1 year, and you take a haircut on that year if you opt out, but we'll give you a 2nd-year option that you control. So therefore, if he has a bad season, has an injury, it doesn't work out, he can still opt into that last year of the deal, and Philly fans will be mad that they're paying James Harden $35 million if for whatever reason he can't perform. But if he does perform and Philadelphia does meet expectations, and by the way, the East is crowded, and I'm looking at the standings, Jacoby, all of the top players have won the East except Joel Embiid. It's been a revolving door since LeBron left. Toronto, Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, they've all won the East. We still waiting on the Sixers to do so. So James Harden now has to put up or shut up with a revamped roster. They did a terrific job this offseason of adding to their team. If he comes back and plays like an A1 alongside Joel Embiid, I know what I'm going to get from Maxey. I understand what I'm going to get from a veteran like P.J. Tucker and Tobias Harris. Thibault's going to play D. Shake Milton is a great pickup. So I'm sorry, DeAnthony Melton is a great pickup. And so now, can James Harden still play at an all-NBA level? If he does, Philly can legitimately win the East and he'll get a long-term deal. If they get bounced in the first round and he's shooting 40% in the 30 percentile from 3, he's going to be forced to opt into that 2nd year because that'll be a bargain that'll be advantage him, not necessarily the team.
So I'm glad you brought up just how stacked the top of the East is. There's teams like Milwaukee and Boston and Miami who are always there, and the Sixers are clustered in with that group as well. My question for you is, we always say success is a function of realistic expectations. What are realistic expectations for this roster?
Realistic expectations is they have two of the players on their team, to me, who are in the most desperate need to get a championship currently in the NBA. I was thinking about this list recently. And Carmelo Anthony is a seasoned vet. He's not a starter anymore. Dame Lillard opted back in to be with Portland, but they don't have championship pressure. But like players like Paul George, Joel Embiid, CP3, James Harden, like I'm looking at those players, Jacoby, and it's like, they have a legitimate chance to do it. And yes is the answer to your question. But they're still going to need James Harden to play at an elite level. I love the playmaking. Like, the advance in his game is that he's one of the best playmakers in the game. But they're still going to need him to score.
Yeah.
And if he's giving me 25, 30-point games along with him, I know what I'm going to get from Embiid. Embiid healthy, most physically dominant player in the game. Nobody's stopping Joel Embiid. But can I get that from Harden? If so, yes, they can win the East. If not, he'll be opting back into this second year of this deal.
The Joel Embiid, James Harden pick and roll combination is the most efficient pick and roll combination in the league, but that's not traditionally how Joel Embiid gets his buckets. If I'm Doc Rivers, I'm making that pick and roll the core, the first action in most of the offensive possessions. Do you expect them to lean on that more next season?
Well, here's the thing, Jacoby. You can run that action, and whether they switch the action, go underneath the action, or whatever, can James Harden step back and accurately shoot the three?
Good point.
Can he turn the corner and finish in traffic? Those are the things that he struggled with. He's not the same. He wasn't the same explosive athlete with the Sixers. I like at this point of his career, while he's not a leaper, there still should be times where he can turn the corner and just dunk. You know what I mean? Like show that level of athleticism. But also, since they changed how they're calling the offensive player and initiating contact, that also has been a big-time effect for James Harden because he hasn't been able to get to the free throw line as much.
Yep.
So now he's got to still be able to make his shots from the floor.